Hello one and all, and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Marie, and welcome back to another brand new speed build. Today we are building in the world of Henford on Bagley on the 2 Old Mill Lane lot, which is a 50 by 40, and we're building a farmer's cottage. Sorry, I just had to move that little box out of my way so I could see. I did some of the landscaping before placing the house down, as you could see, kind of over to the side. So there's like a bunch of those little tiles inside that pond that spawn animals like the ducks and swans and mosquitoes and fireflies and crocodiles and whatnot. So that part isn't in here, and I also added a couple things in afterwards on build, but it comes out to being a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, and it is 70,438 simoleons. And I, going into it, had the lovely idea to loft it, which gave it quite a unique quality to it, but it was a little bit hard to work around. It took several tries to get it to loft the way that I wanted it to, and I still wanted to be able to use kind of like the support beams to kind of frame in the kitchen a little bit and make it look not super open concept like houses are nowadays, but more of like an older looking cottage. So I was really happy to incorporate that, and as you can see, there's a lot of wood and stone, which is very typical for cottages. I had a lot of fun working with it. The new wallpapers are so beautiful, and honestly, the country kitchen kit, I thought about using it, but I really like the ones that came with Cottage Living a little bit better. So we ended up using those, and of course the new fridge. So the kitchen is just this kind of wrapped around area, which turns out to fit just perfect on what I needed it to be. So for the downstairs, it is kind of the open dining room, living room, and then that kind of sectioned off kitchen. And then through that little entryway is going to be a like utility room, like there's gonna be laundry in there, a vacuum cleaner, an iron, all that good stuff. And then you have like a little tiny half bath slash powder room downstairs. And then the other bathroom is upstairs with the 2 bedrooms. So it all fit together really well. It actually is a little bit bigger than I planned on it being. Starting it out, I was just kind of wanting to go for a little cottage with a big emphasis on the outside, because in this build you have 2 sheds and 2 chicken coops out back, and I wanted it to be very focused on the animals. So because of that, I didn't think that they would be spending a whole lot of time inside. So there is no technology items in this build. It is not an off-the-grid build, as you still need electricity for the stove and the fridge and, you know, sink and toilet and all that good stuff. But there is no TV or computer in this build, so if that's something that you want for your Sims, you could definitely get like a little portable computer laptop. Yep, that, a laptop, and have them carried around with them. Or maybe this is just like a vacation home, but I doubt it, because who would take care of the animals? But I don't know, totally up to you. Maybe it's like a Airbnb type, where you can just like rent it out and then like take care of the animals while you're there. I don't really know. I don't know that is a thing, but that would be great if it was. And the things that I forgot to add in that I ended up adding in after, before uploading, is a clothesline and a wash bucket. Even though we have a washer, I just thought it would be fun to kind of have that element where if you wanted to wash your clothes by hand, you definitely could. This build has a ton of debug items. I do have to say I'm absolutely adoring all of the Cottage Living debug items. They have so many options and so many things. The fences are actually all debug, and so are the little stone dividers that kind of hold the fence up. The posts. Yes, that's it. The posts are also debug, and so are a lot of the plants that I put around, like the trees and bushes, and the packs that I used most for this build are Cottage Living, the Country Kitchen Kit, and Base Game. And then, like I was saying before, most of the items like used to clutter everything up is from the Cottage Living pack. I'm just really loving this pack so far, and I think that all the items look really good, and it's exactly what I was waiting for EA to bring us in The Sims. I feel like we have so much like modernized furniture, and I don't know. I mean, I like modern builds, but I also like the cottage. It just feels very homey and inviting. And this is the kids' room. The upstairs bathroom is a Jack and Jill type bathroom. I don't know what they call it in other countries, but in the US that's what we call it when it has doors to two separate bedrooms. But it's a full bath. It has the shower tub combo, which if you watch Miss Griffey, shub, we have a shub in this build. And then for the bedroom over here for the kid, I wasn't really having a specific age in mind for the child. I mean, I guess it could be like a kid that's about to turn into a teenager, or just a kid who just turned into a kid. But I love the green and purple palette that we went with for the bedroom. I am a big fan of purple myself, so any chance that I get to use it in a build, I love doing. I definitely feel like the color scheme for the rest of the house is very yellow and green, so it was kind of nice to kind of mix it up. The furniture, I think, looks really good with the cats and dogs expansion as well. So I do have the couch from that in the little reading nook in the living room. And then here you can tell we're just moving on to the outside, and there's that pond that I was talking about. You got a big giant willow tree, and as you can see, the little icons with like the ducks and everything are in there. And then we are placing the 2 coops and the 2 animal sheds. I also have to say that I love the little grass detail that we got, so I used it quite a bit in this, just because, I mean, so for each shed you can have 1 animal, so that's at least 2, and then for each coop you can have 8 chickens in 1 coop, so they could literally have a llama, a cow, and 16 chickens if they wanted to. That is insane. I don't know that you should have 16 chickens, a llama, and a cow, but they could if they wanted to. And I feel like they would be having a lot of uneven and grass that kind of has a little more detail to it. But they also do have a little gardening patch over here, kind of just putting it in and trying to make sure that it's where I want it. And we do, on the island in the center of the pond over there, we do have a little rabbit hole where they can come and go. So you can get wild bunnies, and then as you just saw, we placed the little tree where the birds can come and go if they like, so you can have access to birds, bunnies, chickens, llamas, and cows on this lot. And if you do the lot trait for the foxes, you can definitely get some wild foxes too. I do know that they're a little bit harder to play with. It does bring a little bit of challenge, kind of trying to keep them away from all the chickens, but if you're up for a challenge and you want to explore all the aspects of the Cottage Living expansion, then I definitely would give that a shot. I have been playing it a little bit on my own, as you might have seen some of my Let's Play. I would like to get back to it at some point. But yeah, and then I love this little truck that we have that came in the debug menu as well. We end up filling it with some pumpkins and produce that maybe they might have grown themselves here on the farm. There's just so many good debug items, and those planters that I had just placed over there are also debug. But yeah, I really am hoping that we get some more debug cars, because these ones looked great. And I'm always excited for anything that will add to the game a little bit more and give us a little bit more detail. I adore that brand new bike, so I don't think I used it in this build, but it is beautiful. And I love the wisteria options for the outside. It's so cute. I am totally and completely in love with the Cottage Living expansion pack, and I can't say that I'm disappointed by it at all. It was exactly what I wanted, and I'm just having a lot of fun with it. This was a bigger build, so it did take me a little bit longer building it, but I'm really happy with the way that it came out, and I hope you guys like it too. It will be on the gallery for download. My origin ID is MarieMoonie. And as we are getting into the screenshots here, if you did like the video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any recommendations for future builds, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. And if y'all would like to follow me on my social medias, they are listed below as well. And I will do my best to speak to you all very, very soon. Toodles!